At the bottom of a small lake lived a group of bugs. From time to time, one bug would crawl up a lily stem, reach the top of the water, and then vanish. The other bugs didn't understand why this happened. They wondered, why does one of us go up to the top and never return? What is going on? No one had an answer. So, they all made a promise together. They agreed that the next bug to climb up and disappear would return and explain what happened. As fate would have it, the very bug who suggested this idea was the next to climb the lily stem. It reached the surface, where many lily leaves and pads were floating. A wet insect crawled onto a lily pad. The sun slowly dried it. It changed and grew, and one day it felt a need to move new parts of its body. These new parts were wings. It flapped them and flew up as a dragonfly. The dragonfly loved its new ability to fly. It zoomed around, making loops in the air, landing on the lily pads for a rest before flying again. During one of these flights, it looked down and saw a group of bugs at the bottom of the pond. Suddenly, it remembered a promise to return and share its transformation story with them. The dragonfly flew down to the water's surface and touched it, but it couldn't go back under. It flew back up, landing on a lily pad stem, thinking about what to do. The story of the dragonfly teaches us 4 important lessons. The first lesson is that without a desire to change and grow, we stay the same. The dragonfly realized that if it hadn't wanted to be more than just a bug, it would have remained a bug forever. It was this strong wish to be different, to not be part of the insect group, that allowed it to transform into a dragonfly. So, the first step towards any big change in our lives is realizing that we don't belong where we currently are. Too often, we follow the crowd and accept things as they are. As we get older or have some achievements, we might become too satisfied and lose our desire to improve. The dragonfly explained that the other insects stayed insects because they were happy being insects, stayed insects because they were happy being insects. The dragonfly changed because it held onto its desire to become something more. I thought I wasn't meant to be small and insignificant. I felt I was meant for something more. Is it okay for us to have dreams and goals? But if I aim high and reach great success, what will become of me? That was my second understanding. Now that I've changed and grown, like a dragonfly, becoming an adult, I can't return to how things were before. Even if I wanted to. Real change only happens when your past feels like it belongs to a different person. I'll say it again. Real change only happens when you can look back at your past and it feels foreign to you. Looking ahead 20, 25 years from now. Everyone, young and old, our lives shouldn't just be slightly altered versions of how we lived 20 years ago. Our lives need to have significant, exciting changes. We want our nation to develop at a rate of at least 8%. We desire new achievements in every sport. In the entertainment world, we want films to earn enormous sums of money. We have big hopes for everyone else. What about our own personal growth? Just like the dragonfly, I've changed and can't go back. All of this comes at a cost. Achieving something in life requires sacrifice. Many of us are so attached to our past, to our feelings, that we don't realize how these attachments prevent us moving forward. This was the dragonfly's third lesson. Even somehow, if I can go back, they will no more recognize me in my new form. This is one price you have to pay. What happens to a lot of you who keep growing is, when you go back to your old what? Old. They don't relate with you with the same ease with which they used to relate. So this starts affecting a lot of you. In fact, one of the complaints people have towards any one of you who's growing very well is you have changed. If you changed, only is right. If you don't change, that should be complaint. A lot of people say, you have changed, and that's what you're supposed to be. Dead bodies don't change. Living human beings should change. That which does not change does not grow. That which does not grow dies. You have to change. You have to become. That's why you are a human being. Human being alone is capable of transformation. Transcending the old formation into a new formation is what a human being is there for. We all need to transform. They won't recognize. Friends of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi will refuse to be friends of Mahatma Gandhi. That's the price you have to pay. You have to pay. You have to pay. Somehow, our bonding holds us back. One of you, give up smoking. Right now. Let us say, the cigarette you smoked before coming here was your last cigarette, and you are not going to touch it again. If one of you, okay, and you decide not to smoke, and you go back there, actually speaking all your friends there, when you go and tell them, dude, I have given up smoking. I will not smoke anymore. They should give you a hug. They should give you a treat. They should celebrate. They should feel proud of you. No. Nobody wants one rascal less in the world. In fact, he will exhale rings on your face. Take a drag in the name of friendship. Lot can be done in the name of friendship. Why do I have to do something that is wrong? Now you decide Mahatria or me. Why are you dragging me into it? And all this will happen. Their victory is to ensure you still belong to them, and you do not outgrow them. They want to hold you back, and this one bonding for a lot of us holds us back. When a Narendra becomes a Swami Vivekananda, he loses out that crowd. But at this level, there is another Sangam Saranam Gakami that will be formed. You have to accept that. All your regrets in life, all your hurt in life is that you become something in life. You go back to that world to relate. You feel they are not relating with you properly, and you get hurt that they are not relating. They won't relate. They are comfortable with insects. They're not comfortable with a dragonfly. You're a dragonfly. You have to find other dragonflies right now, and you keep going till you reach a point where humanly there is no more company. The only company you have is divinity. Till then, you have to keep scaling. There's no other way. First realization: if I didn't have an aspiration to become a dragonfly, I would have also remained an insect. Starts with aspiration. 2. Now that I have become a dragonfly, even if I want, I can't go back from where I have come. Transformation is transformation only when your own past looks like someone else's past. 3. Even if I can go back, they will no more recognize me in my new form. I have to accept that. And 4th, so what do? I grew out of them. I'm still grateful to them. Without all of them, I would have never become what I am. What can I do for them? The dragonfly said, all I can do for them is keep flying as a dragonfly. Looking at me long enough, they will all get inspired one day. Realizing when one amongst us can become a dragonfly, maybe even we can, if one more of that insect also becomes a dragonfly and tells you, you inspired me to become a dragonfly, then I have achieved my purpose in life as a dragonfly.